Hi everyone, I'm super excited about this video. Let's just dive right into it. Okay, first I want to do a quick overview on what private equity is once again. So, a private equity firm makes investments in private companies. So, they can do leverage buyouts, right? Buyouts where they will essentially buy a company or um, venture capital, which is a type of private equity, right? Where they provide funding. So, provide funding to companies, right? And if they've acquired a company, what does that exactly do? Well, they'll typically buy the company that may not be at their full potential and then employ some strategies to increase performance. So, if then they'll either use it to get cash flow, so revenue, or they'll sell the company, right? So if they do leverage buyouts, then they either use it for cash flow or sell the company. And a quick breakdown of the fund structure. So every firm has their own rules for the fund, and these rules are outlined in two documents. And these two documents are the Limited Partnership Agreement, so that's the L.P.A, and the Private Placement Memorandum, so the P.P.M. Let's say that you are a general partner, right? So you are a general partner. And so basically what that means is that you are the one, you're managing the fund, which means that you have all the say in where the money will be invested, right? Because this is stated in the L.P.A and the P.P.M. So you also need an investment advisor that identifies investments. So you need a investment advisor. And they'll analyze risk, oversee the investment strategy. And then we have limited partners. And these guys will be putting their capital to the limited partnership, right? So, okay, let me just make that easy to understand. So here we have the GP, general partner, and here we have this limited, partnership, and basically the limited partners will be putting their money here, right? And then we also had the investment advisor, right? And these guys are kind of the management here, right? Okay. So let's talk about how returns are divided really quickly. So many funds have this preferential rate of return, right? So it could be 6% or, it could be 10%. Let's just say it's 10%. This means that we need to get to at least 10% return before you, the general partner, can make any cut. So this 10%, right? This 10% goes, this 10% will go right to the limited partners up here, right? If we just make 10% and that is our pref, then it's going to go right to them and you're not going to be making anything. But if you make 11% or something, after that 10%, we can decide on how exactly that gets divided. So for example, after this pref period, usually firms will do like a fractional split, kind of like they'll do something like 80-20 or something, right? Where this 80 goes to the limited partners and this 20 goes to the general partner, which is you, right? The fund manager. So funds also sometimes just take like management fees. So these are flat fees, right off the bat before any returns. And these will go to paying off the investment advisor, right? So investment advisor, we can put here, they will usually the management fee will go off to paying them. So this can be like 2% or whatever the fund decides on. Okay, so now we're actually getting into the meat of the video. So which is how. All right, so you don't come. Let's just say that you don't come from a wealthy family, and you're thinking, okay, well, I don't have enough capital. Can I still start a private equity firm? Yes, you can. What you need to do to get started is have colleagues that are really good at things like planning, sales, uh, negotiating. You know, these skills are extremely valuable. So step one, let's make this a little bigger, is going to be your team. So you need a team. You need someone who will raise money. Let me jot this down. You need someone who will raise money. This person should be really good, like incredible at pitching your investment thesis, what you're raising, which is your investment thesis is going to be like what you're raising money for, basically. And they should be confident and just great at networking. Then you need the investor. So not like investor as in people investing the money, but you need the investor expert, let's say. Right? So this person, right, should be passionate, and I mean like laser focused passionate about investment strategies. They know a good deal when they see one. And then you need a fund manager, right? And this is someone who's just crazy organized, like great at operations, accounting, legal stuff. They can handle that for you. So if you have these three people, if you have these, one, two, three, no particular order, but if you have all of these three people, then you're set basically, because you don't need people to be good at everything. You just need people who specialize in their craft. So you might be wondering, okay, like how do I find this team? Like I don't know anyone with these qualities. Well, you go to networking events, talk to everyone there, find out what their goals are. Go to alumni events, talk to past professors and see if they have any interested students. Bring up private equity literally at every event, weddings, birthday parties, the bar, and I'm sure people will get annoyed. But if you want to get into this without working for years in Wall Street, then you have to be borderline obsessed. Like, get out of your comfort zone and network with anyone. Okay, so we talked about step one. Let's do step two. And that is going to be to find a great deal. Find a great deal. And you might need to do some looking around, but you'll eventually find one. And the next step is going to be planning. And what this means is figure out what your pitch deck looks like. So in this deck, right? Figure out what the fees are. Like, what fees are you going to charge? How are you going to be doing the split of the returns? How are you going to stand out when you do the pitch? Okay, step 4 is going to be network. Network, pitch, and negotiate. Okay. That means go to the, try to find investors and have your pitch deck ready and just really be confident and ready and enthusiastic and just convince them essentially that you have a good deal, and if they don't go with your deal, then they're missing out. Okay, step 5 is figure out legal matters. Right? This means hire a lawyer and get the legal documents all sorted out. So, what I mean by the legal documents is these guys that I mentioned up here, the L.P.A and the P.P.M. Okay. Step 6. Oops, sorry about that. Step 6 is going to be reach out to investors again, reach out again to investors, and you tell them, hey, we have the legal papers already. Remember the deal we talked about? Like, let's seal the deal. And yeah, you're done. These are the 6 steps, basically, of how you want to get started. Thank you for watching.